Hello everybody, Ian Robson. Welcome back to an episode of Coffee with Ian. So, funny story. I actually just recorded another Coffee with Ian. The problem I ran into was the fact that the audio was doubling, and I think it was because I had the audio from the mixer to the computer recording and then the microphone itself being recorded, so I was like recording the same thing twice. So, we're going to see how this works out. So, this one's probably going to be a little bit shorter than the last one, and the reason being is because I just recorded the same thing, basically, so it's going to be kind of bizarre. So what I would like to mention is the fact that ATS and ETS both have been updated with 1.31. They added the fact that you can have trailer cables now, and ETS and ATS, which is pretty slick. So you can have it set up a few options. You can have it with the cables for every trailer, with just the first trailer, or none of the above, basically, if you so desire, at least. So that's one of the things they added in the recent update. Also, little side note, when I record like this, the full webcam only, apparently I'm limited to 9 minutes, and I have no idea why they limit you to 9 minutes in just a full video like that. I don't know. Apparently it's a Merlis action thing. I'm a little confused as to the reason why they have it set up that way. Maybe they have it, maybe it's under the settings somewhere. I have no idea. Maybe it's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a specific thing anywhere, but anyways, so there's that. One of the questions I was asking in that video was the fact that I'm thinking about buying a power tool, specifically a screwdriver slash drill impact wrench combo. And I was looking at DeWalt, Milwaukee, and there was a Canadian Tire brand called like Maximum, which is like the premium tier of a Canadian Tire. They all seem pretty good. They all seem to have pretty good warranties on them as well, from what I could tell, at least. I don't know. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know what you think about that. It would be nice to use it for work primarily, because there's a couple things where it's a little bit of a pain to do by hand. Not impossible, just time consuming sometimes. And the other situation would be at home if I wanted to put together something at home. So specifically, I was thinking about like a cockpit sort of idea for a computer. I was considering it. It's kind of like a, maybe down the line, but not impossible. That's not by any means. So that was one of the things I was considering. Yeah, those are the big things. I don't know. I did a little bit of a live stream in ATS the other day, checking out those hoses. I don't keep calling dynamic hoses because that's what's in Farm Sim. And the funny thing is, if you think about what's in Farm Sim, and they have the dynamic hoses in there, which is done by a modder after the fact. And they actually did the same thing in ATS and included for all the trailers. Now, I guess the difference is that in ATS and ETS, they made it so the hose connect exactly where they're supposed to go every time. Whereas in Farm Sim, they kind of connect to the appropriate hydraulics and whatnot, which isn't quite. They float there a little bit. Whereas in ATS, they've done it right, basically. So I guess that's a professional versus a modding scenario, and it's in the modding scenario, it's difficult to have it match exactly every single time. Now, admittedly, I haven't used dynamic hoses very much, so maybe there's something I'm missing that I just haven't seen yet, which is entirely possible. So perhaps that's what I haven't seen yet in Farm Sim, which I need to see at some point. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It's funny, one of my buddies at work was, he played a little bit of ATS, sent me a photo of him play ATS. Dave, how's it going? And that was the reason why I ended up doing a live stream the other day. I'm like, oh yeah, I should play some ATS. I haven't fired that up in a little bit now, and I just happened to see a new update, and I was like, sweet, update time as well. So I was able to get out there, try out that new update, see what it's like. He was actually playing with an Xbox controller, I think it was. And he was like, it's so weird to use all the different things with the Xbox controller. I'm like, oh, I know. I did it with a mouse and keyboard for a little while. And then he was like, you know what? This game would be a lot more enjoyable if I had a steering wheel. And that's when I decided to get a steering wheel. It wasn't necessarily for Farm Sim specifically. It was more for ATS and ETS at that time. Actually, that would have been ETS at that time. So it's kind of funny how that worked out in the end. But anyways, really enjoyed that game. I can't play for very long sometimes, but every time I just fire it up and do a few runs here and there, I just love it. I'm always like, oh yes. And I know one of the things I noticed quite a bit the other day was the fact that they have the sounds of the trucks are very different. And I appreciated what Viper did in his truck, or wherever those sounds came from. Thank you. That truck sounds amazing in comparison to the in-game truck. the jig brake in it, the actual engine itself. Now I forget which engine I actually put in there. I didn't put like the most powerful engine. I think I put like only like a 550 horsepower engine, which is more than enough for everything you can do, even the heavy hauling, assuming you have the right axle set up there and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be I don't know, one of those games I always enjoy. So also, Farm Sim 19 is on the horizon now. I guess would be October is when they do their normal release for that kind of thing. So keeping an eye out for updates on that. So far, I haven't seen any teaser videos as of yet. Oh, that's not true. There have been a couple, you know, comparison videos. I think Daggerwood may have done some comparison videos. I don't know. I haven't kept up with the news about that, to be very completely honest. I'm just like, I know it's coming, and when it gets here, I'll be like, sweet, it's here. Let's check it out. So, also apparently at work, it's becoming a thing for people at work to say hello, or not to say hello, to comment on my coffee with Iain. Because, you know, I guess the other videos, you know, they're like, you know, 20, 30 minutes. They don't have time to watch all that. But when they come to the coffee with Iain, it's like, you know, 10 minutes. So a lot of times I'll get comments being like, from like somebody like Dan might say something like, Iain, I watch your coffee with Iain. You ever gonna get that chainsaw sort of thing? So, yes, Dan, I will at some point. I think maybe next month I may do that. And I'll make a video with an MS261 from Farm Sim, which would be kind of interesting. So if you have any ideas for that video, let me know in the comments below as well. I've been trying to figure out what's the best way, like what to do with it, like, rather than just cutting wood. I could make a montage video. But yeah, that would be kind of funny. All you'd see is like, montage! That's all I can think about. Also, apparently my sister and my brother-in-law have been watching the Coffee with Ians as well. And they're commenting, like they were saying something like, are they going to mention us in the video? Apparently that's what's happening, which is kind of funny. It's kind of like what would you call it? A shout out, I guess, is what's kind of happened. But you know, just things that were happening in my life. My sister happened to be there, or like I was talking to my brother-in-law or something like that, and they were in the video, so it's kind of funny. And apparently my brother-in-law and sister wait for the day when my wife comes in again while I'm recording. Apparently that's what they're waiting for. So Jack, Marie, what's up? So also they got a nice little what do you call them? A hammock, a 2-person hammock. I've never been a huge hammock person, just because unless I'm sleeping, I don't normally just sit still. I'll do something because it's just the way I am. But that's the way I've discovered. That's what I've discovered about myself. You know, I can sit down if I'm just watching TV and I'm not really 100% invested in the show. Like I'll move around so much, it's ridiculous. So anyhow. Also, I finished my first audiobook, I guess it was this week, and I'm surprised how fast you can blow through a book when it's in audio form. Like, it's crazy. Like, normally I'll be reading a book and it'll take me ages to get through it unless I'm really enjoying it. It was a business book, so that's why it was easier to listen to audio, but it's surprising stuff. So, anyhow. So, apparently I'm limited to this 9-minute thing. Don't know why. I have to double check the reasons why. But anyways, I have 42 seconds left. If I feel like I'm being pushed to like stop sooner, like you know how when they have the big hook and they pull people off stage. That's what I feel like. Or if you're a comic, you're getting like the red light saying you have like 5 minutes left or something like that. That's what I feel like. Anyways, folks, having said all that, my name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed. If you like what you saw, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Coffee with Iain. And until next time, enjoy the coffee.